So I guess the whole idea was how to get people to your profit generator. That'd be the next thing.
Yeah, but I think you could take those ABCs, the attitude, behavior, character, and essentially, just give them a taste of what they're about to read. I mean, we need to make it enticing, right? Like one of the tricks that I learned, and I was on a paid webinar to learn this, was that used to be that Facebook, in their advertising, you had a limit on, you still do have a limit on the description. So like you'll see an image, you'll see a headline, and you'll see a description. And it's called a description, but we don't think of it as that. And you can, if you put a ... where you want the ... then Facebook won't chop it off where they want the dot. Like if I say, join William and Greg for Thursday's meeting, and I just keep talking, Facebook will cut it off. But what I could say is, join William and Greg for Thursday's meeting where we completely reveal ... And I don't have that. It saved me a massive amount of time and what's this guy doing? A massive amount of time and like mental energy, because I don't even have to finish what we're going to completely reveal. Like I can just ... So like, for example, and people don't necessarily know that that's something that you did. So he could easily say, parents, join us for the ABCs of success, where we focus on attitude, behavior. Is it behavior? Was that the B? Yeah. Attitude, behavior, and character. Imagine the advantage a strong child will have ... And then like sometimes there's no need to finish those thoughts. You can just let it be, and because if they're interested, right? And it doesn't cost anything. It costs you. It doesn't cost them anything to click on a Facebook ad. Hang on, there's somebody like creeping on our place. That's weird. They're gonna have to wait, I guess. It doesn't cost them anything to click, like, and find out more, and you can send them straight to a profit generator. You also can run it as make it clear that it's $2.99 for 8 weeks, but run the first, it's like, 14-day guarantee. You could only charge $29 for that first, like what I like to do with profit generators a lot of time when it's a paid thing like this is charge them for something that is like the uniform. Like charge them for the uniform and then tell them they're going to pay the balance when they arrive. That way it's less scary to get your credit card out and pay $300 to somebody you've never seen before, because it's okay. Like if you're like, you change your mind, actually, we don't want to go to that. Okay, well, we lost the uniform. Like we lost the $29. People are okay with that. So I use it, and that's I think part of why we're so successful with summer camp is that we only require a $10 deposit.
Right.
Like, and we've tested 15, we've tested 20, and it doesn't improve enrollments. All it does is make things like harder when people inevitably want a refund. Give me a second. So I don't know what's going on. Give me a second. Hello? Oh yeah. I need to let your guys in. Okay. All right. Give me 1 second. Yes, I'm there. I'm in the back. Give me a second. I'm like, who are these guys creeping? They're workers that were scheduled. They're just an hour late. Shocked. Give me a second. Let me let him in.
Okay. William's a busy guy. So I really like that last tidbit he gave with the whole idea of not paying. Pardon me?
Okay, well, it's 11, but that's okay. No problem. Yeah, that's like having that low, we could talk about low barrier to entry, but it's like, how do I have a low barrier to entry? but also still maintain a high value of the product or the program or whatever. And that's a super hard thing. That's a super hard thing to do. Like,
Right.
we can't just say it's free, because then it's like nobody wants it. A good example is my wife recently decided that she had too many people in her, people randomly in her prenatal yoga classes with COVID, and like people were showing up, and sometimes it'd be like 2, and sometimes it'd be like 10, and she was like, 10 is too many for the space, and you know, she wants them all spaced out. So she made them start using like a Calendly thing, and like you know, I won't let her use my RainMaker, and like reserve their classes, and all of a sudden all the classes are reserved for like 2 weeks out. And it's like, you know, before it was like she would have times when only 1 or 2 people would show up, but then like 10 would, so that's why she did it. But it's like, as soon as you put a value on it, or like you put a gate on it, or you make somebody do something, all of a sudden they're like, oh, I got to do that. Like, you put a gate in front of them, like, I got to get in that gate. Like, I got to do that, you know? So having that barrier to entry, low but still there, I think is helpful. I think if he made it, like if he said it's $2.99 and the first class is free, he'd have a bunch of people come in and waste his time. You know? So, but I definitely think that he can use video, talking about it, like people will watch a long Facebook video, you know, hey moms and dads, he's got some charisma, you know, hey moms and dads, here's what we're gonna do with the ABCs, and make a little script, read through it. We're gonna teach your kid how to do this, how to do this, how to do this. We're gonna do some kicks and some punches. It's gonna be, you know, amazing. Here's the times. We'd love to have you guys. You know, I think that that's the kind of Facebook video that he'd get a couple of shares, he could boost it, and that would really help him describe the program in a way that, and then put the same video, like have him, you know, you just iPhone it. Of course, we're all professional Zoomers now. We've got the cameras and tripods and stuff, but put the same video on his profit generator. That way, when they're at the point of enrollment, they're about to put the credit card in, they get a little nervous, they see his face and they feel a little bit, you know, more comfortable.
Right. I thought you did a great job on that email that you sent out to your students. I must be on your list for some reason.
Yeah, and Valerie is too, and she goes, hey, you just FYI, like I sent it out, and it was one of those things where I kept meaning to get it out. I kept on finally, like, I guess you got to get it out. Like, nobody talked to me, you know, and I got it out. And then I basically hit send in RainMaker and in another list that I have, closed my laptop and left. And then I saw a Facebook message from Valerie. Hey, by the way, I'm on your list, I guess, somehow. And you put 2018-19 school year instead of 2020-21. Oh no, you know. But that's the kind. See, and that's a good example. That's the kind of thing people will forgive that if the rest of the content is good.
Right.
So you thought the content was okay?
Yeah, I liked it because you really gave the problem, and then you came with how you could help with their solution.
Yeah.
I
will tell you.
This is bad news. This is bad news, but I got some good news.
I was really concerned about how to present that, but then I was like, we're in the middle of COVID, man. We got to sign up some after schoolers. And if somebody's unhappy because this sounds salesy, they can go to somewhere else that's closed, and then they can come back to me, you know? So like, I definitely, and that's another thing that I did is I wrote some of it in the morning, and then I came back to it, and I added a lot of that good news, bad news stuff in the afternoon, because I felt like it was a wall of text. I had so much information that I had to give. Like, I had to give that 4-1 program, 2-3 program. I can explain that here in a second, but like, I had to give all that info, and I'm like, people are going to fall asleep. So that's why I bolded it. Like, all right, there's bad news. If you're a parent, you're in trouble. Right? I think so. Right. You know, because TPS says this, and just for background for people watching this, Tulsa Public Schools just announced, hey, we are going back to school, except not on Wednesdays. You're going to go Monday and Tuesday, distance learning, like kids are at home on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Parents are like, are you kidding me? What, I have every day off on Wednesday? And then they said, but don't worry, we're working with our community partners to make sure that your kids get everything they need. And I'm like, I'm a community partner, and I can't get through to the Education Service Center right now. Like, nobody's answering the phone. You know, as I Facebook messaged them, and I actually have an appointment here this morning. I'm going to call one of their people, but I sent them an email, and they responded with a bunch of questions. They responded with, those are excellent questions. and we'll let you know as soon as we have answers. Like, oh my God, they don't know what they're doing either.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we had the 2-3 is like, I found out from somebody on the inside that the reason they put the day off in the middle on Wednesday, they're saying for deep cleaning, which, yeah, right. Like if you're not cleaning between every time the kid sits down, it doesn't matter. But is that because they're planning actually on going from 4 days on and 1 day off to 2 days on and 3 days off. It's like a 2-3 schedule, which is just like, that's going to be even crazy. So I had to say what TPS's thing was, because I can't assume that the parents know, right? And then I had to say what our plan was on that. Cause you see what I'm saying? So like, and that was just really hard. And I think adding a little bit of drama to that made it better. And I will say that one parent came in, I got plenty of hate mail, right? I think I had somebody text back F you. And, that's just how it goes. But I think I signed up 6 or 7 after school tours from that email. Mm-hmm. One person signed up, a couple people have not yet. And one mom said, I felt like I got more information from your email than I got from TPS's stuff.
Right.
And so it's just that communication is hard. I'm glad you thought it was good, because I was a little nervous to send it.
Yeah, I thought it was real good.
Okay.
It was a lot to read though.
Yeah, exactly. But then it's like, well, do I break it up into multiple emails? It's like, well, no, how do I guarantee that they're going to, and that's what I would have done that in a video, except none of our stuff looks finished. And I'm not, hey, come to the plywood area and drop your kids off at a place that's not even a daycare. Sound good? Yeah. And then also like people are hesitant. Like, this is the middle of COVID. Like, how are you comfortable taking my kid in? And I'm like, I'm not, but you got to go to work, right? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll just do our best, That's another thing that we're doing is we're going to require masks everywhere starting next week. We're allowing parents who are picking up summer campers to not wear masks in the lobby. Just, they're just signing their kid out and leaving. But we're going to have to require masks everywhere. We had a mom tell us that dad tested positive and indicated that he doesn't care and he's going to go about his life. And we're like, oh my God, okay, that includes picking up the kids. So, okay, we got to like take some action here. So I know some people don't think it's a big deal, but I don't want it exposed in our place.
Yeah, I was just talking to the school owner this morning. He had 2 of his students test positive. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen.
Yeah, he doesn't know if he's going to have to close for 2 weeks or what. So.
There's state by state guidelines. Unfortunately, our state is very laissez-faire in like how they want their guidelines to happen. And it's not about, for me, I don't want things shut down, but at the same time, I just want to know, what am I supposed to be following? How can I follow the rules to make sure that I'm doing what the health department thinks is right? And it's like, well, that's only a suggestion, and so it's really hard, at least here in Oklahoma. I imagine that there are some other states that are a little challenging like that as well. Of course, then you got the other side, people that are still not even open since they shut down.
Things are so bad in Florida. I think it's like more than 15% of the people getting tested are turning out positive.
Woo, that's big time.
And the average age is 21 now. Ever since open bars and everything, it's 21.
I saw that, man. I don't understand. Even if I was 20, I feel like I would. 20-year-olds are dumb. So yeah, maybe. Boy, oof, that's rough.
They're having this is. I know this is a business meeting, but they started parties down here in Florida, and they do a lottery. They all put like $10 in, and whoever gets the virus first wins all the money.
Oh my God, that is some college age idiocy that I probably would have participated in. Oh, that's dumb. That's dumb. Yeah. Well, and then that's what I mean. Like it's going to happen. And to be honest, we don't have a specific step-by-step plan here. What are we going to do when a kid has it? Because we're like, I've been trying to reach out to the state, and it's like, nobody really has any idea. So, how do you know that your plan is A, helpful, and B, that makes people comfortable, right? Mm-hmm. Like, yes, I want to make my clients comfortable, but I also want to be helpful. Like I see people, well, are you cleaning? And I'm like, well, so far, everything we were cleaning like religiously. So now we're seeing that everything that we're seeing so far is like, oh, it's not on surfaces. It's it's breathing. But if you tell somebody, oh, based on that, we've stopped cleaning, they're like, oh my God. Right. So it's really, I think, convoluted. And I think it's important to kind of stick to your guns about it. I know we're going to have parents that are pissed off in Oklahoma that they have to wear a mask. I mean, it was Stillwater where somebody threatened to shoot somebody over a mask. Stillwater, just an hour away.
Right.
You see that? The mayor, it was a while back. The mayor said, hey, you have to wear masks. And somebody said, yeah, well, how about, took their guns to businesses and stuff. So people get emotional. So you gotta stick to your guns. I think that, or stick to your principles. How about don't stick to your guns?
Yes.
So I'm a little worried, but I think that hopefully it'll be okay. I know that people are ready to sign up for things though. And I know that, one of the things, if you're not watching, you should be on Frank Kern's email list. He's an old internet marketer. He's a consultant now. He was one of the very first like product marketers, like sell launch. I'm sure. Have you heard of him?
Yes. In fact, I've been watching his videos.
Right. Okay. Yeah. He's got a lot of, he's really shifted into this business consultation market. And because that's where the money is, right? And one of the things that he's always said consistently is more communication and more offers. Like, you're not offering enough stuff. If you want to sell more stuff, wouldn't it make sense that you would make more offers? And that's so hard from our mentality, because we're so Puritan and we're like, no, I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Well, if they're offended, they'll get off your email list, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know that I've had people who have stayed on my email list for years, seeing offer after offer after offer, and finally they're like, hey, can you tell me about kickboxing? Or whatever, and it's like, but so more offers, more opportunities for people to sign up, telling them, hey, I know it's COVID, but here's what we're doing to make it safe, and we think kids need to be out there. Pushing that message forward time and again. If we think kids need to have some activity, we think they need to be on our Zoom classes. We think they need to be in our outdoor classes, because moms aren't happy with their kids all locked up in the house. So continuing to communicate and to push that narrative forward of like, here's what we're doing and here's what we believe, I think is hard. And I think school owners think, okay, well, I told them, right? Well, we know this. You can't even get kids to show up to a belt test by emailing, texting, putting a card in their hand, knocking on their door, posters all over your walls. Kids still miss the belt test, right?
Right.
And it happens all the time. So what makes you think that people who aren't even your members are listening? They're not listening. So like, you gotta keep that message out there. Just because it's fully formed in your head doesn't mean that they've received it.
Especially if they don't have the want or need yet, then all of a sudden.
Right. I think honestly, you should consider if you're putting out emails and no one is responding, you should consider that good. That's great. That just means that I'm putting money in the bank account, in our relationship bank account. I'm letting them know that I'm there, and especially when this is over. Hey, you know what? That jiu-jitsu guy in New York, I think he emailed me like every week, and I've always wanted to do it, and we're coronavirus free or whatever. That's where I'm going now, right? Because when I look at my phone, I think, you know what? Don't I have some stuff on my email about that? Right? Like, don't I have some communication about that already? Aren't I following this Facebook page? And especially advertising. Like, I haven't seen an ad for a martial arts school in my Facebook newsfeed in forever. Like, continue to advertise. $10 a day, even just $5 a day, right, so that you're still top of mind when this is over in 2 years or whatever.
I only seen one in my area. It's always the same one. This guy, Jack Lord, he's got a school called All-Star Martial Arts.
Right.
I see him all the time. He's doing his camp or something, but
right,
he also signed up 20 new students last month.
Because he's advertising.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's what I think that if you're in the middle of COVID, you have some sort of reopening. Maybe you have to be like minimal people in the building. You have some restrictions. You don't stop advertising when you're full, right? Like why, if that's the case, why would Harvard and Princeton ever advertise ever? Because of course they've got demand. Of course they're going to be full. They've got students. They can just pick and choose their students, and yet they still send out these cards and send out, because they want you to want to get in. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So keep that desire out there.
Yeah. Now, like I said, now that you're open, because for the last 3 months, we've been working a lot on retention. How do we keep our people still active and paying the Zoom classes? Well, now that you have the ability to either be open or Zoom class, you got to start building some membership because everyone lost. I mean, everyone lost 20% or more of their students.
Yep.
So now it's the time, okay, at least I'm open for a while. So
Yep.
let me get some new paying people in.
Well, and look at, and I know that we are not a commodity, and I don't think that we should view ourselves as a commodity. However, if I had 10 schools in my area, 2 shut down permanently, and 5 are like, don't know what to do, and there's only 3 of them working strong. Okay, well, that's great. You know, that means that there's more of the pie for me. You know, consider this like what would you do if you were brand new opening your school? Would you canvass the place with flyers? Okay, go do that. Would you learn how to do Facebook ads? Okay, do that. Would you go meet with schools? Okay, do that. Hey, my name is William. You know, we have a lot of schools from this school, students from this school district. And is there anything that I can help with, like maybe a motivational message that I can do with your Facebook page that you think the kids would like? Maybe I can show parents how to do some jumping jacks at home. Like, if you ask enough elementary schools, somebody's going to go, oh, that's a great idea. Somebody wants you to be their expert. Even if it's not making you any money, maybe it's making you some headway in terms of getting some students back, you know?
Very cool. Good stuff, sir.
All right, man. I'll see you guys later.
Good talking to you.